We're still here. We have not disappeared. We're exhausted. We're exhausted from over-explaining ourselves and trying to make it clear the facts that we have. It isn't because we've done anything wrong or that we're doing it wrong. We're just pulling back a bit for self-preservation. I had thought that if I didn't provide the actual audio recordings of our therapy sessions with Emma Sunshaw, that we wouldn't be believed. And we have utilized a few social media platforms to tell our story and to bring forward the facts. But as you all know, the Reddit has been removed. It turns out that it's considered bullying or harassment whenever you're speaking out about one person who is profiting off of the highly marginalized community of the OSDD, DID, and CPTSD community. And as for YouTube, because we were using our actual audio recordings of therapy sessions with Emma Sunshaw, and she didn't provide consent that we could upload those to YouTube. But how else were we supposed to drive home the facts? We have felt that all of our efforts have been minimized. I mean, the audio recordings have been removed, but Emma cannot dispute the facts. Because why would she be able to dispute the facts? If we're coming with the facts, there's no defamation of character. But what she can do is try to silence each and every one of us. She's always used her podcast to draw in sympathy, to be the victim where everyone else is the problem, not her. While I'm over here using my voice, and my voice and my experience is the consequence too, to where she can become the victim yet again. I have lost friendships. I have lost a sense of safety. I have lost a sense of peace within myself, but I do stand behind injustice. And I am an advocate for those that do not think that they have a voice or feel safe in sharing their voices. We've watched people in the System Speaks community just stand on the wayside, not even ask the direct questions. What truly happened? What took place? I want the whole story. I want to hear both sides. But yet we've been labeled as difficult or unstable or dramatic, when in fact, these are human responses to conditions like that. It was not healthy. We decided to set boundaries. We pulled away. This is our right. While Emma sits over there and continues to flip the script as if she was the victim, we were the client, she was the therapist. And as she's receiving these sympathy donations for her 501c3 of System Speaks and the SC3 Foundation, I want you to know my silence is not my weakness. It is my strategy to protect my own self. And we understand sometimes just sitting in the silence and enduring the quiet feels a lot safer than being discredited for speaking your truth. And collectively, we are all experiencing a sense of betrayal. Some of us, this was our therapist to who we were working on relational safety and attachment with. And whenever that sense of betrayal comes to, and we're trying to work through those attachment issues, and then she is the one that comes to wipe it all out, as if none of us even existed anymore. Where is that social contract at? Where is she, the therapist, and we're supposed to trust and learn to take care of ourselves whenever she wipes out the patient portal as if we didn't even exist? And that furthers the narrative, right? The inside talk, what we say to ourselves. We can't trust anybody. If you can't trust your therapist, who can you trust? The most twisted part in all of this is that we were the client of Emma Sunshaw. She was the therapist. I am carrying around this shame. I am apologizing for old clients of hers. Like, why am I the one in the shame and the doubt and the betrayal? So why? Why does she get to have the spotlight? Why does she get to speak at the ISSTD after speaking to the System Speaks Symposium in such a brutal, graphic way? Why did she share that information with us about her relationship with somebody else and what happened and why she was in a polyamorous relationship? Who the fuck needs to know that shit? This is exactly why clients and ex-members of the System Speaks community do not speak up, because we're being ostracized, we're being pitted against because we don't agree with something that it is that she said, or we're being harmed in her atmosphere where she is teaching other people bullshit. And this is why silence has become survival for a lot of us, because we're not believed and because the people who have the authority to prosecute or to take action are not doing so. This is why we created Protection for DID. You are not crazy, you are not weak, and you're damn sure not alone. We have chosen to break the cycle of silence. We are the ones that have filed against Emma Sunshaw's LCPC in the state of Missouri, in Idaho, and in Washington, because therapy occurs wherever the client is at. So if the client resides jurisdictionally in the state of Missouri, but yet traveled to Idaho or Washington, that therapist is still our therapist. We have filed fraudulent insurance charges against Emma Sunshaw, both with our insurance company, Blue Cross and Blue Shields, as well as federally with the National Association of Insurance Commissioners. And because we are aware of tax embezzlement in the state of Idaho crossing state lines to Washington, because in the state of Idaho, you're supposed to hand over the nonprofits to another nonprofit in existence. However, she ran with that money to the state of Washington. We have notified every single state to which these nonprofits have been open. That is Oklahoma, Kansas, Idaho, and Washington. And for shits and giggles, because we've always wanted to attend the ISSTD conference, we will be attending this year, and we will get to see Emma Sunshaw one last time.